Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? I have Sadie with me today, which I'm so excited. And please let everybody know in your friends that we are having a live on the Altenew YouTube and Facebook channels, and invite them to come on over. And you will be entered to win a gift card to Altenew. And today I have something a little bit different. I am playing around with a set called the Flourished Flora. And the Flourished Flora is May's Build a Garden. And I love the Build a Garden sets because they are really, really awesome stencils. So especially if you like stencils or really like those layered stencils, and these are beautiful to do. And they even come with a little mini blending brush. So this is a really great way to set your setup. And this is May. So this is the one that's going to come out in May. So the people who are subscribed to the Build a Garden have it. But if you are not a subscriber, you will be able to grab it next month. So I'm so glad that you are guys are here today. And Angel is behind the badge. Hello, Angel. I hope you are doing well. And please share this, that we are live, and let Angel know where you have shared it to, and she will put you in for a gift card to Altenew. And I see Nancy is here. Nancy, how are you doing? I hope that I am a little bit of ray of sunshine over there, although you said it's sunny San Francisco and Florida. Hello, Judy. I'm so glad that you are here today. And I see Susie and Miss Tamp. And Susie, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. Cece, hello from Sweden. And oh no, I am blurry. I hope I am not blurry anymore. Let me know. Louisiana. Hello, Susie from Louisiana. And stormy Wisconsin. We have a little bit of wind, so I can imagine what the heck is going on there. And hello, everybody. All right. I hope we're doing great. Again, please share this live while we're live, and you'll be entered to win a gift card to Altenew. Let me know how my tech is doing out there. And I'm really excited. Oh, I'm so glad, Rachel, that you are here. Oh, so excited that you are here. You finally got to catch one. And I see Debbie from Washington and Dan from Virginia. Hello, Dan. Hello. I would love to know, all of you guys who are checking in, and I appreciate your checking in. Are you like a Build a Garden set? Do you love the stencil florals? Is this a set that you have already? I would love to know how you all are doing. All right. And I'm doing something a little different today. Normally when we make cards, I make like an A2, but today I'm going big. And that is because this floral is big. So just to give you guys a size comparison, so this is like an A2 size card. This is the Build a Garden floral. So it's pretty big. And so I'm actually, now normally you're like, oh yeah, Amy, you know, you can just do it and then you can just like chop it into pieces. Now I got 2 for cards and whatever. I'm going for it, baby. I'm going for all of this. I am putting this thing on a card. And I was thinking about it because I have a lot of people in my department who, we got weddings, we got retirement parties, we got, you know, a whole bunch going on. And so, you know, when you need like the big card and everybody has to sign it, and when you have a tiny card like this, there's not enough room. So I'm like, you know what? This is perfect. This is beautiful for a wedding. Since one of my department members is going to be married in July, I'm like, this is great for her wedding card. So she's getting it. Hopefully she doesn't tune in today, but she's going to be getting this card. So I'm going to be actually making a card that is 5.5 by 8.5. That's right. We are making this size card. Just for reference, there you go. So we're making a big card today for this big flower. All right. So I'd love to know. I see a lot of people here. It is so big, Susie. It is so huge. But I love that too, because sometimes you just need the big card. It is a wow factor. Okay, Sue, let me know. It might also be a little bit better on YouTube. So check that out, Sue. Oh, and Sandy's got the subscription. Oh, that means you have this already. And Sue, I know I love stencils as well. All right, I'm just checking in with everybody. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to get over to my camera so that way you guys can see what the heck is going on. And give me just a second to get this tech up. And now I am in a little tiny window. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that. This would be great for a scrapbook page. I love that idea too. And so, but this is big. And I want to say, like, if you guys are looking at this and you're like, just tell me, you guys just, okay. Because I have that power to do this. So let me show you what we have. And again, if you already have the subscription, if you are a subscriber to the Build a Garden, let us know. Let Angel and I know. I'd love to know who our subscribers are out there because you already have this. And it's awesome. This is 6 stencils of amazing little the sheets that are in here. And you can also get these. Oh no, I'm still blurry. Okay, on both YouTube and Facebook right now. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna try. Let's see. I'm gonna see what I can do. Angel, let me see what I can fix, okay? But I will see. Still blurry, Nancy. Oh no, I gotta tell you, I have the most like this is the coolest card. All right, I'm gonna try a couple of things and see if that fixes, okay? Everybody, can you hear me though? Angel, can you hear me? All right, let me try a couple of things here. Okay. Let's see if this works. Hey everybody, how are you doing? All right, let's see. Is that a little bit better? I'm just kind of reloading. And I have to agree. The subscriptions, and this one's nice because you have like it's a $10 off. So if you subscribe, it's $10. But if you do the subscription, then you get things a month ahead of time. So that's great too. All right, we can hear me fine. And could you guys let me know? Does that look better? I'm gorgeous already, but do I look even like better? Like, that's possible? All right, I got it. Okay, thank you, Angel. Let's hope that the gremlins are staying away from us today. All right, let me grab my other camera then. Oh, good. Okay. So this is a perfect time while I'm shifting a little bit of tech for you to go in and check out and let everybody know that you are live or that I'm live. And thank you, Rachel, that we are live today on Altenew and that you could be entered to win a gift card to Altenew. Just let Angel know that you shared this and we'll see. All right, I'm going to go ahead and check it with my other tech because I'm with Rachel. We got to go down and we got to get a card made today. So let me go ahead and do that. Give me 1 second. And set up my other camera. Okay, here we go. All right, now you guys are going to ask for this one. There we go. All right, now, how does that look? All right, everybody, how is that? Oh my gosh, phone to landscape. That's probably true. All right, let me know. Gorgeous Build a Garden. And again, this one is called the Flourished Flora. So let me know how that looks. Angel, how does that one look? All right, let me know, guys. How does that? Is everything going okay there? Oh, this is live. Yes, Jamie, we are live. Oh, good. I'm good. Oh, I love that, Nancy. Marvelous. Love it. All right, awesome. So to catch us all up, thank you all for sticking around and being with us today. I am still a little blurry. Okay, this is still a little blurry. Let me try. Gosh, it looks perfect on my screen. I don't know what, I'm not quite sure what the heck is going on. This is looking perfect on my screen. No, it's not. Looking good on my end. Judy's got it. We got to all come over to your house, Judy and Rachel. Thank you, Jamie, for sharing this. All right, I'm going to talk a little bit while you guys kind of. So Susie, if you're like, oh my gosh, I paused this. This is always something. So these are cool because you can also get them. So this one will be available in May in the shop. And like I said, I will do my best to. I'm not going to go too fast, but I'm going to see what I can do because I'm not sure how to fix this one because it's perfect. It looks good on my end. There's only one other thing I could do. Let's try one thing. I'm going to try one thing if you guys are okay. Angel, I'm going to try one thing to see if I can fix this. All right. I'm going to come back on here. I'm going to come back on here. And I'm going to shut this guy off. Let me try one more thing and we're going to see if this works. All right. You ready, Angel? We're trying one more thing. All right. How is that? How does that look? Is that a little bit better? How does that look? I know I got too many things on my screen right now. All right, Angel, how's that? All right, let me know. Let me scroll down to you guys. You're doing okay? All right, so again, if you're just checking in with us, okay, all right, Angel, let's keep it here then. All right, I won't do the other thing. Okay, thank you, Angel. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate everybody. Thank you for your patience. Thank you so much. So for this, so I'm Amy, and thank you for joining us. If you share this live while we're live, you'll be entered to win a gift card for Altenew. This is May's Build-A-Garden. So if you are a subscriber, you already have this in your hot little hands. And the Build-A-Garden is our layered stencil set. And so it really comes with this, which is 6 stencils, and they will create this amazing image with multiple florals and these little feather guys and etc. So this is what you get in the subscription. And all the Build-A-Gardens come with a mini blending brush, which is awesome. There's an add-on option where you can get, if you would like to, the die set and also the stamp set. This is one of the ones I'm like, you know, use what you got, and but this is the one that I would be like, if you got that little money, splurge on this, which is the stamp set and also the coordinating die set. And I'll tell you why for 2 reasons. One is the amount of sentiments that come with this. So there's 4 main like big sentiments, and the die set, you can actually cut them all out. And I have them all over here and how cute they are. Like, you are made to shine. And I was thinking about, for my friend who's getting married, you know, you are a true beauty. And I got this one, which I thought would be really cute for a wedding card, which is you are simply radiant. How pretty is that, right? Love that. So that's what I think I'm going to end up putting on my card, because this one's going to be for a wedding. And then how big this thing is. And just again, to show you how big this thing is, here is our A2 size card. And here is the floral. This guy is a mama. This is a big, big, beautiful floral. And so because of that, I would probably say, yes, let's go ahead and get those add-ons. So I would say yes to both of those things. And I agree with you, Dorothy, having those step-by-step instructions, and I will be following them. We'll be doing them together, but they're so amazing. All right. So what I'm doing today is, normally when I have like a floral that's that size, I tend to cut it up into pieces and use like segments on it. But today I am making a big card. So I'm making a big card. And the card size that I am making is 8.5. Doesn't even fit in my screen. Look at this. I have to like move it. It doesn't even fit in my screen. This is 8.5 by 5.5. And so just to kind of compare this to a A2 size, that's what we're talking about. So we're a big guy here. And the reason why I'm doing this is because sometimes you need those office cards, you know, where like everybody has to sign something. And so that's what I'm doing here. So that's where we're heading to. And so you can start to see the vision that this guy is going to go on that card. He's going to be big. And I have some little magical things we're going to do. I'm not just going to plop this on here. There's some magic that's going to happen. So stick with me, but we're going to be blending away. All right. So any sort of place that we start, we need to have our 9. And this is the perfect place for that 9 by 12. And I have to say, I love it. Carrie, the sentiments are beautiful. And I agree, Miss Tamp. The flower arrangement is so pretty. And let me bring this big guy back in. You get, so there's, I had to like sit there and figure them out. There's 2 peonies. There's 3 tulips right up here. And I don't know what these are. They are some sort of small filler flower that I know is like, you know, a dicot. That's about where I can get to. Corn flowers, I'm not really super sure. Somebody who's better with flowers can grab those. And then you got these like really pretty little feathery things. And then you get some of this greenery. And I just absolutely love this. And Andrea, I'm so glad you were able to catch a live. And again, we are working with the Flourished Flora. And this is our Build a Garden for May. Oh, Carrie. Thank you so much, Carrie, for sharing that over. I appreciate it. All right. So a couple of things on stencils. Someone had mentioned already that these are amazing. So when you get the booklet or when you get the set, it comes with this booklet. And the booklet tells you exactly how to do this. And when I opened this up at first, I didn't quite get the size of how big this thing was because the stencils are 6 by 6. And I'm like, oh, it's 6 by 6. I can get that. And then when I actually saw it, I'm like, whoa, it's actually really big. If you have to get all subscription, do you get the die? Yep. Yes. Please share the live. And so the die and the stamp set are add-ons that you can do. But the subscription is for the stamp. And you don't have, for the stencils. You don't have to get them, but I'm going to show you that if you did, this would be a way to do it. Now, if you don't end up getting it and you use these, I also wanted to show you this size so that way you can understand that when you do these stencils, you are going to need like half a sheet of paper to do this one. So I wanted to show that to you. Or what you could do is just use a piece of it and then just put that on your card. All right, so I'm going to start off in order with this. So we're just going to go right in order, and I'm going to keep this on my desk. Even though it's going to be off screen, you won't see it, I will. And then one of the things that I do, just as a little bit of a tip, is as soon as I get the stencils, I take a Sharpie, an alcohol marker, and I just start numbering them because I start losing things. And I kind of like forget where the heck it is that they're going. And so you'll notice here that I have them numbered. And thankfully, already in there, Altenew has etched their... Oh, I don't know. You know what? That's a really great question. I'm just going to check in. Are you guys okay? You're still with me? We're doing all right? That's a good question, Angel. If they get the big subscription, do the dies and stuff come with it? I'm not sure on that one. We're going to check on that for you. And so right here, you can see we have the numbers, but I'm putting those in. So they're etched in already, but I'm just kind of making them a little bit darker with Sharpie. All right. And I would love to know if you already have this, have you tried it? And is this huge? All right. Oh, good. Okay. Thanks, Carrie. I appreciate that. All right. Now, a couple of things that I also do is as I'm looking at this, I try to get whatever I'm doing to line up with the direction of what I'm stenciling. So because I'm on the mat, I can just turn this really easily. So that looks about right. And the reason why I do that is because then I can take my stencils and I want my stencil to be like facing up so I don't have to sit there and like futz with it all the time. And so, oh, good. Thank you, Nancy. So that way I don't have to sit there and futz with it all the time because I hate that. I hate sitting there and futzing with things. I want things to be a little bit easier for me. And so because I have this mat, I can make my life a little bit easier that way. All right. So I'm just using the little cornflowers down here to line this guy up. Let me get actually on the peonies. There we go. Now, let's see. So, there we go. All right, so I'm going to stencil it this way. And then I always know that my 1 is facing up in this direction, or my numbers, wherever the heck they are. Again, the great thing about the sticky mat is as soon as I find that placement, And again, I'm trying to place for like 3 things, or actually 5 things. So it's just going to take me a little while. But once I have this down, I'm really going to be able to do quite a lot. Oh, I got it. Okay, beautiful. All right. Now again, because I have the sticky mat, I don't need tape. I don't need anything. Everything is all done. All right. Oh, doesn't it help, Sue? It is like, it's so helpful. It is so super helpful to do that. All right. I got my tweezers just in case. And did you say the image is embossed? No, Rachel, on the stencil, so this is not embossed. This is just ink. So I just used, so in order to get here, I just used some obsidian ink and I just stamped the image with the add-on stamp set. And then I used the die cut to cut it out because this is going to end up going onto my card front. Okay. All right. So I have a couple of different blending tools that I'm going to be using. And so these are the small blending tools. And I love these because they're going to cover quite a bit of space, of area. And they are going to give me like a nice soft wash coverage. And then I also have my mini blending tool. So I'm going to use these as well. And these are going to give me a little bit more of a darker, deeper coverage. And what I want here is I want things that are a little bit like I really want them to pop out. That's what I'm looking for as I'm going along here. All right. So I am going to make these a little bit more in the yellow kind of pink category. So I'll show you what I'm going to start with. And I actually want to start with a very, very light yellow. And I am going to grab a Peachy Glow. Let me just show you what these look like. So I'm just going to grab a piece of scrap paper here. Just to kind of show you where I'm heading, what direction I'm going in here. And this helps too because, so you can kind of see how nice and light this is. And I'm actually going to do this on my peonies, which are right down here. And I'm going to do this on the cornflowers, which are right over on the side. And these are like little fiddly bits. So if they get stuck up, you can always use your tweezers to kind of put those down as you add some ink. And my objective here is just to get my base layer down. So I don't need to go super heavy handed. In fact, I want to keep a little bit of light spots. I'm going to saturate that color right to the middle. Yeah, isn't it? And I feel like the Peachy Keen, I know it's got some orange, but it's going to look nice with pink. And it's also going to look nice. We have a little bit of, I have a couple of surprises coming in. So, it's all going to look really super nice with those. Again, I'm just using my tweezers just to keep this down. All right. And I'd love to know, are you like a stencil fan? Do you love stencils? Where, do you have the Build a Garden? I love the stencils. They're super fun to use. Again, just on this base layer. All right, now I haven't started with these guys, okay? Oh my gosh, Jamie from Oregon, how are you doing? And so I'm actually going to use a light pink for those. So that was my Peachy Glow, and I'm actually going to grab a dusty pink. Blush rose. That's too bright. What the heck did I put down? Blush rose. I don't know what the heck I was thinking then. I'm going to grab this dusty pink. Might even go with strawberry. So just to give you an idea, so that's where we are. And again, I'm just kind of lining these up just to give my, what the heck these are looking. I'm going to concentrate the color on the base and then just move that up and go really light. So I'm a little heavy-handed on the base and then I'm going up. And again, my idea here is a wedding card in July, so I'm keeping this relatively fresh and nice and bright. Okay, just get rid of the extras on there. Okay, so then I have those two. So that is the tulips and the peonies, and then whatever the heck these are down at the bottom. Oh, you're not a subscriber. Carrie, this one, I gotta say, and I'd love to know, do you like to make big cards? This is gonna end up being a big card. It's going to be a big card. All right, so that's stencil 1 done. So I'm going to pull him up. You can see I cleaned my mat And this is the same mat that I've been using with you guys for a while, but I cleaned my mat, and so it's nice and sticky again. And that's a nice thing, because again, this is like a stamp. So what you do is when it feels like it's not sticky anymore, you just clean it with a little bit of soap and water. Now, remember, I flipped this mat because I moved that. And that's the cool thing about this, to make sure that my stencils were always going to line up in the same way. And so I can take this one, and now I know it's going to be here because those numbers are going to help me know what direction my stencil's in. So I'm just going to pull this, but notice that I put number 2 kind of like over it. So now I know what direction the stencil is in, so I'm not futzing with it anymore. So I did my first futzing on the first round, and now I don't need to do futzing, except that my stencil got stuck because the mat's sticky. All right, here we go. So this second stencil, I'm going to grab the, oh, this is so sticky. Might be a little too sticky. All right. So I'm grabbing my second stencil, and this is going to give some detail now to those 3 flowers that we started with. So all I'm doing is just kind of zhuzhing it into place. There we go. But I don't have to do too much because I know that direction that I'm heading into. So I'm not futzing with it too much. I'm a little off on this. All right. Bear with me, folks. And if you're just joining us, thank you so much. We have Angel behind the badge. And we would love it if you share this live while we're live. And I am using the Build a Garden Flourished Flora, which will be available in the shop in May. So you're getting a little bit of a sneak preview. And if you are a subscriber to our Build a Garden, you already have this in your hot little hands. And we are talking layering stencils. So I know, right, Carrie? They're so gorgeous. And Sue, I know this is, and Regina likes making big cards. You like making big cards, don't lie, right? This is awesome. So here I am on that second stencil. It's going to tell me in the picture what it's going to go to. And so now I'm going to go in with a deeper color. All right. All right, so my next color is going to be, I think this one might be too bright. I grabbed mid-yellow, but I think I'm wrong here. And I'm actually going to switch over to a mini. And the reason, oh no, that's beautiful. The reason why I'm switching over to a mini is because now I can get a little bit more of saturated color. Right, so I'm just kind of tapping this off because this is pretty bright. This is from the Deco Garden set. And I'm going to come in and I want to keep it really focused on the middle of the petals. So the middle of the petals are going to be nice and deep, but I don't want to go all the way up. So I want to leave a little bit of white. And what's nice about having a nice large mat like this is my inks don't move. They're going to stay right where they are because they're stuck to the mat. And that's kind of the cool thing about this. And I have the tweezers in my hand just in case if I have any little fiddly bits that I need to kind of put down so I don't ruin my stencil. All right. And again, if you're just joining us, I am using, I think I'm just using mid yellow on this. I can't wait to pull this off. I'm so excited to see how it looks. It's nice and deep in there. It's going to be really pretty. Just up a little bit. I know this is a little crazy, but I'm going to actually add in a little pistachio. And this pistachio is going to go right here on my little cornflowers. And this is going to make them just look slightly different because this is relatively light in color. And I'm looking for a light green. I think that one has been used. All right, so let me see. Yeah, that's right. So here's my pistachio. And again, I have just these cards, all these just double checking. Sometimes the ideas in my head don't always come out perfect. So I double check before I go on. But this is gonna, again, because we have that base of the light yellow or the peachy glow, this is gonna look really nice with it, with that green, with that pistachio. So just very, very light with that pistachio. So this was our first round, was the dusty pink and the peachy glow. And then I put in pistachio and mid-yellow. And now I got to do these tulips. And with those tulips, I'm going to go right in with this blush rose. This is going to be a nice pink for this. And again, I'm using the mini blending tools, and I'm just going to go in. You can see I just went right off the side. And I want to give that some super nice depth. I still want to keep some white, but I'm just going to come in and give that a little bit of depth. And that's what I love about these layering stencils. You can really play around with this. I could use embossing ink if I wanted, some embossing powder. You can use watercolors. Those are kind of cool. So, okay, so now we got our second layer. And if you're like, you don't love it and you're like, oh, I need more depth or color or whatever, you put that stencil back down. That's the nice thing, is we made sure that this was oriented in the right way. Okay, that's starting to look really nice. I'm going to wipe this off as I go along. Oh my gosh. Angel, how are you doing out there? Doing great. Thank you guys so much for your comments and checking in with us. And I'd love to know if you shared this live while we're live, because you'll be entered to win a gift card. We're about halfway through, and we were talking about the Build a Garden Flourished Flora. And I am on stencil 2 of 6. So now I'm going to move over to my next stencil. Now the next stencil, this is number 3. This one has a couple of things going on with it. So whenever you see in a stencil, there's like these etched lines. A6. I know. I'm with you, Ling. Like, this one's going to be a big card. Normally I make small ones, but these are big. There's 2 sections over here, and that's because that's another layer we're going to throw on top of it. Base of the leaves. And then over here is that like other layer of those flowers. So here's our flowers, but we're also going to catch these 2. And that's everything that's going on stencil 3. So we got a lot happening on stencil 3. We're going to pick it up. We're going to move it a couple places. And I'd love to know if you have used Altenew layering stencils, if you have experience with them. Are they your favorite? Is there a set you have that you love? Do you have like a favorite blending brush? That to me is like a wicked controversial topic because they're all perfect. And I'm going to show you right now how I store my blending brushes. Although, Angel, can you put up the blending brush storage thing? Because that thing is awesome. But I just my marker packs, they come with this, and I put my little blending brushes in there. It fits 12, which is great, so it's awesome. And then I have them with me, and they're a little bit easier transportable. Yeah, I know, the lines are a little... Oh, Jamie, you're going to love these. I'm telling you, this is the place. Grab this. This one is super awesome. All right, so we're going to start off with pistachio first on these leaves. And I'm actually going to grab... I'm not going to use my small blending tool. I'm going to go back to my mini. The mini's awesome because what the mini allows you to do is you can do a lot of coverage in a little bit of time. And you can also kind of like turn this on the edge to really get into some really deep areas. Now, I'm not afraid of this. I know I'm not going to go over there into these other areas that are off limits. If you're afraid of going off limits, just put... Just put a piece of paper there or a Post-it or whatever it is. But I'm pretty good. I know I'm not going to go off limits, so I'm going to be okay with this. All right. Now, the next thing that this does, after I do the base of these leaves, and again, I'm just getting some color on here with pistachio. So I know that's off screen, but that's pistachio that I'm using. Such a pretty green. And there's also my peony and this peony, and then also my little tiny flowers over on the edge. So I'm going to grab another color with them. This is also a little bit of my stem. I'm just going to grab a little bit of brown. This is sand dunes. I'm just going to grab a little bit of sand dunes, and I'm just going to come in right on that edge. Just give it a little bit of dark, just to kind of pop that up. Just a little bit. Oh my gosh. Makeup brush. Oh, that's great. Oh, the detail brushes. Well, you know what's funny is I was going to bring I have those already. Those are ready to come out, which is awesome. First, and I'm going to get dark. I'm going to grab a dark color, which I didn't have out with me. Oh, but I pulled it out. All right. I'm actually grab this melted butterscotch. This is a really, really pretty color. So we got this dark orange. And so with my little guys over here, what I have is I started off with that peachy keen or peachy glow. And then I went and I added some pistachio, and now I'm putting in some melted butterscotch. And this is just going to give it a little bit of warmth. And I'm trying my best not to go into the leaves, but I'm just going to tap that right in to those sections. We'll see what that looks like. Sometimes I go back in if I don't feel like it's enough depth that I have. I sometimes will go back in and that will add a little bit more. All right, I'm going to add a little bit of this. Tap some of this off, just right on my yellow. And again, this is melted butterscotch. So these are going to be nice and deep when we pull this off. All right. Now, I still on stencil 3, and on stencil 3, I still have 2 sections for some flowers. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's great. Oh, Geraldine, I'm so glad you guys are here. And thank you, by the way, for taking some time to spend with Angel and I. And Angel is behind the badge, by the way. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And you can see I'm trying to, and I know like Altenew is awesome for having these color families, but feel free to go outside and go outside the family. It's totally fine. You know, play around with it, experiment. And you know what? They're also flowers. Like they come in all kinds of different colors. So feel free to do that and like mess around and see, you know, you got crazy flowers. That's totally fine. You be you, right? All right. So now I'm going to grab this peony and I'm going to put this peony down. And now my stencil will not be in that same direction, which is fine. So now I'm just going to line this up as best I can with the lines that I have here. And that was a little too easy. That was too easy for me. And that's got to go right over here, right? There's like a little section that I'm like, why aren't you fitting? Okay, there we go. We're just going to, all right, that looks great. Okay, I'm going to come in with that melted butterscotch again and just hit this up a little bit more. And does anybody have like a favorite color combination that they like to use for flowers? I don't usually make yellow peonies. I know we had a couple people from Texas, so I'm hoping you're loving this. And yes, I know that's roses and peonies, so kind of similar. But is anybody perfect color combination? Amy, thank you so much for sharing this. All right, I got one more. That's with these tulips up here. And these are these tulips. And this is, again, stencil 3. So I'm still on stencil 3. There was just a lot to do with stencil 3. So I'm still here on stencil 3. And here we go. All right. And I like this, you know, wedding cards. Sometimes I'm always not sure exactly what I want to throw in there. And this, I think this is a really nice, large flower that really showcases so much. All right, so this is Raspberry Sunset. This is really dark. So I'm going to come in. And if you're ever afraid of the color and you're like, I don't know, start off light. And then pick it up, look for the reveal, see if you're in the right category, because you can back off or you can add more, right? And that's kind of the nice things about this is feel free to check it out and see how it goes. Ooh, man, that Raspberry Sunset's dark. It's going to come out again, by the way, guys. For somebody else. There we go. Now, let's see how those are looking. Guys, we're really looking super pretty here. So pretty. And again, if you're like, oh, you can add marker to this. You can do other stuff as well. But, oh, awesome. All right, so let me get this off of here. Excuse me. All right, next. we're going to go over to stencil number 4. And so I'm going to start with my guide, and where stencil 4 is going is we're going to add some details to the leaves. And we're also going to start doing this like feathery portion, this little feathery portion here. So we're going to do that over here as well. And we're also have coneflower parts, and we're also got a little leaf part. So we're doing, we got some centers. So we're going to do some little flower centers here. So this is a lot for stencil 4. And again, I've had my, my guy going in the right direction. And I'm going to put him down. And then we're going to get going on the next thing. All right. And these, once you kind of have your everything really set, those stencils start to pop in like really, really easy. And that's what makes this go really quickly, which I think is neat. And having this mat is awesome because I don't have to sit there and futz with tape. I'm just putting stuff down and I'm just going, which is nice. All right. So now we're going to start to add also a little bit of detail to flowers to start to really live a little. And I was trying to figure out this little, I like the little feathery guy. I was like, what the heck is this little feathery guy? But he's kind of a cool, he's a cool little add-in. That I think that's the flourish. That's the flourishy part in this set, in the Flourished Flora, is having the little feathery guy up here. All right. Okay, he's good there. Now I gotta go. These mats get really sticky, especially when you just clean them. All right, so we're gonna go for it. Here we go. All right, so I'm gonna start off just by adding in my light on these. So actually I'm gonna do my leaves first. So my second layer of leaves, so the first layer was on there is pistachio, and now I'm gonna add some misty sage. Of look. All right, there we go. All right, just double checking. How are we doing, Angel? How are we doing there with that tech? With that. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Tamp. And these colors, you know, they're not always my go-to. Sometimes I always like go with like a bright pink or really, really nice. I thought they were, I didn't ask what her colors were. I do, but like, you know, let me just see, because I thought these would look great. All right. So with Misty Sage, but this is what I have. Angel, how is that? How are we doing out there with that tech part? All right, now I'm coming down here with Misty Sage as well, and I'm just going to get these tiny leaves over here. Ah, thank you. Thank you, Angel. All right, so just putting those in. And now I have some flower centers over here. So I'm going to go a little bit dark with those flower centers. All right, so I'm going to go a little bit dark with those flower centers. And I'm going to come in with terracotta. And terracotta is, again, this gorgeous, gorgeous color. And we have details for getting into little things. All right, cutting in and out. Okay. Did that better? I tried to do some stuff on it, or is it still cutting in and out? Why I ended up with tech gremlins today. Of course I did, though. All right, let me know. How is that going? Cutting in and out. Same feed issues. Okay. Let's see. 614. All right, let me know did that help at all, Angel? Let me know. Did that improve at all? Still, okay. Am I still messed up or still like you can't see me, Jamie? All right, let me try one more thing. Let's keep freezing. Okay. Okay now. Oh, wait. All right. Jamie's saying it's okay now. Is that true for everybody? Better, but still going in and out. Thank you, Rachel, for, again, you're a little frustrating. Thank you. And still going in and out. All right. Let me try one more thing. Still blurry. Okay. Let me try one more thing, and we're going to try this and see if this works here. It's a slight lag. Okay. All right. I think I'm getting the lag as well. All right. I'm going to try one more thing, and then we'll again, thank you for your patience, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you for your patience. All right, Angel, how did that work? I can get over here. All right. Sound is, well, I'm glad the sound is working. Still going in and out. Still going out and then freezing. Nope. Okay. All right. Looks better now. Okay, we're gonna cross our fingers. This should be working. Tried a couple of tech things on my end. Please, and again, thank you so much, everybody, for your patience. I appreciate it. This is worth it, I promise. If you guys stay with me for like another 5 minutes, I will run through this, and this is gonna be so awesome. Okay, I promise, so awesome. All right, so let's keep going with this. I'm gonna do really, really fast, and we're gonna move through this. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so super awesome. Promise. So again, thank you for your patience. All right, so I'm doing these feathery bits, and I'm just getting this pistachio down, and this pistachio is going to be that nice light color, and then we're going to layer some other stuff on. Okay, and then I still have a couple of other middles, and I use that tiny, this is the number 7 with terracotta just to get that nice color in there. And I think I'm actually going to hit it oh, good. I'm so glad, guys. Thank you again for sticking with me. I really appreciate it. I'm going to hit this with just a little bit of raspberry sunset. And this is just going to, and you can see I'm just trying to go right at the edge of this, dabbing in. And this is just to give it a little bit of some contour. You can also do this with a marker if you're afraid, if that's a little bit too close or whatnot. Oh, Sandy, we'd love to see it. So if you're a member of the Facebook group, please post that in there. That's always the best thing to take a look at and to see. We love that. We really, really do. All right, so this is looking cool. And I am just going to get some of that red off. I always like make sure, because I'm always nervous about my red like getting stained on stencils. And of course, I just use a microfiber cloth and it comes right off though. All right, so this here is this third, this right here is the third little leaf. So I can put that here. And I'm just going to come in really, really quickly with that Misty Sage to get this guy. And then I'm going to, there's some flower centers here, even more flower centers for this guy down here. And we are going to now add in. So now I'm really going to put that raspberry in there, wherever the heck it went. And whatever I had left on my brush, just going to get that right in there. Okay, and then he's looking good. Oh, looking so cool. So now I'm going to come in with stencil number 5. Ooh, stencil number 5. We only got 2 to go. All right, so stencil number 5, we're now going to start to move in towards finishing up the feathery bit, doing even more sections on the leaves, and doing the stems. All right, so again, hopefully the same area. And I'm just going to put this right in. So I'm going to start off with this. This is actually separated into 2 sections. So you can see all this over here. That's our leaves. But I'm going to work on my stem first. And I had sand dunes. And I'm actually going to start off with that sand dunes, if I can find it again, which does not seem to be here. All right. Along with the tech, My gremlins took the sand dunes. Oh, I found it. I'm winning. Look at that. All right, so coming in with sand dunes. This, I'm also going to use just a tiny little brush because that's what I happen to grab. By the way, this still has some of that peachy glow or whatever the heck. Oh, the melted, the terracotta on it. And I am just going to come right on in and just add this in. And I like the fact that it's looking a little distressed because I don't want it to be one huge thing. And as I come in, this does have another layer to it, but sometimes I like to add the layers as I go along. And I'm actually going to grab some of that, some of this misty sage, and I'm just going to, whatever the heck is on this brush, I'm just going to add this in right over to the side, just to give it like a little bit of a green so it's not all one brown. So, oh my gosh. Now we're going to lift this guy up, and now we're going to move over to the leaves. So this is starting down here, and this is really like the main section of this is those leaves. And then I also have these like centers of the little feathery guys. So keep that in mind as well. And this just goes right over here. There we go. Got them. Yeah. Okay, beautiful. All right, so the next one I'm going to put in is my mossy meadow. I may go green opal because there's a couple leaves in the next one, but I might go up to the green opal. So mossy meadow is this nice, beautiful, deep dark. I'm going to just add this in. Yeah, I'm going to go up to that green opal. You also could add in a little bit of blue. I didn't want to mess around with that at this point, but you could add in a little bit. I always like to add in a little bit of teal or a little bit of blue. I think that's too light, so I'm actually going to oh my gosh, you're going to love it. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. And thank you for sticking around with all the crazy tech stuff. It's going to be so cool. I'm going to be doing a little bit of some crazy stuff to finish off this card that I think my friend will appreciate. I know she'll appreciate it. She'll definitely appreciate it. So she's a cool hip young person. So I think she'll really like it as she goes along. All right, so let me grab the sand dunes because I have a little guy up here. And I have these parts here. We got a lot of green going on, so I want to kind of walk off that green. So I'm actually going to go back over to peachy glow and add this in. That is too dark. This is good. And that will kind of break this piece up. So those are going to be a little yellow because these guys have a little bit of pistachio. I'm going to add probably a little bit of blue when I get over there. All right, so that's for stencil 5. That means we got one left, which is stencil 6. All right, so last stencil, and then we'll start to take a look at, I'm a hippo. Thanks, Jamie. I like to think about that myself, and I am a hippos person. So like I said, hopefully she likes this, hopefully. All right, so last stencil, we have a lot going on this stencil. So this stencil is going to take care of the base of our big feathery section, the detail of our feathery section, more stems, and then we got 2 big, huge feathery leaves, and then we got the rest of our feathery section. So that's going to be number 6. So it's going to take care of everything. So I'm going to be kind of taking this up and putting it back down a lot of times as we go along. But you can see I got a little pink here. There's one other thing I wanted to do with these that I didn't get a chance to, so I'm going to go back in with that. But you'll see where I'm heading to for this right now. All right, so I'm going to start off with some pistachio just to give this a little green, but we're going to fix it in just a second. So again, this is just my base layer. And when I stencil, I like to kind of build up those layers a lot. And I don't usually do like the entire thing. I'll just really start to try to concentrate color in one place. And then I'll go up with it. Now, I am going to add in, because I'm feeling a little crazy right now, I am going to add in a little bit of some blue. And this is dewdrops. And this will just kind of give it a little bit of a cooler look. Trust. Let's trust. Here we go. All right, so that's first part. So now we got that feather coming in. It will make sense. Trust me. All right, now let's do, I'm going to let that kind of like sit in and of itself. Now what I want to do is I want to come in with these little stems. So this is just a little bit of the top of that part. And I'm going to come in with that terracotta. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I know it's a little bit of a section, but that's where these are beautiful because I'm going to take that ink and I'm just going to shove it up into that base. And that's going to give me just a little bit of a tip of that, but the whole thing itself is not the same color. All right, so now I'm going to head, again, I'm just letting that kind of like that ink kind of sit. It's already kind of sat in the other sections. And so now I'm going to come in with these other little feathery bits. And this is where I'm going to go a little bit darker and I'm going to grab that opal, green opal. So green opal is dark and I'm just going to start to move it up into here. And this will give it, again, and I know you guys are like, Amy, there's a red pink tulip over there. What are you doing? I'm okay. I'm okay. You got to kind of know where you're heading to. It's a good thing. And then we still have some feather bits. I'm actually going to go over them with a little bit of this green just to tone them down. All right. That I think is that. And then I just got one little last bit. And then there's one other sneaky thing I'm going to do to share with you guys. And that is this guy right here. All right. So I'm actually going to go a little bit more on that blue. Yeah, I know. It's so funny. Like I have all these techniques and it all depends on like where I want to go. If I want to get color down, then I'm going to swirl. If I want it to go in like a certain direction or a certain area, then I'm going to start swiping a little bit. And that's going to help me to keep it like white in an area, but then also a little bit dark in an area. All right, so this is the green opal. And you saw that I put the blue down. And so this is going to give this just a little bit of a differentiation from the other little feather guy that we have. All right, so that's it for stencil 6. And so there's our guy, but I want to do one other thing. First off, that's bothering me. So let me come in and I'm going to do just a little bit of this dewdrops. I'm actually going to grab a little bit different. And then I'm actually going to come in with just a little bit of some raspberry sunset. And I know I'm going free right now. I know I'm not using the stencils. But all this is going to do, I'm just going right on the edges, and this is just going to add a little bit of depth to some of these areas. Okay. All right. I think I'm good because I'm just at time. All right. So let me show you how we're going to finish this off. I made a gigantic card, and this card is 8.5 by 5.5. And what I did with this card is I actually am going to place a piece of vellum because I don't want to just stick this on there, right? I want it to like pop off a little bit and have some weight to it. This, Amy, is the 9.5 by 12 mat, sticky mat. This thing is amazing because it is so awesome. I use it for stenciling. I use it to hold my die cuts. I use it for so much. All right. So where I would start with this, I'm going to put it together for you guys a little bit, but I'm also going to ask you to use a little bit of your imagination. All right. So first thing, of course, is I'm just going to add a little bit of splatter. And this is coming, we're just going to add some gold touches. So just a little bit of splatter there. Now, I have already taken a piece of vellum and I have added on the back of it a piece of double-sided adhesive. And the reason why I did that is so that way when I peel this off and I stick it onto this, then you won't see any of the adhesive So it's going to be, so it'll be totally clear. Now, if I just, again, take this and I stick it on there, it looks pretty cool. And it's nice and big, but I also felt like the flowers were floating a little bit. So I actually grabbed my brushed gold cardstock. And what I noticed when I was playing around with this is that this flower is very heavy on this side, and there's kind of nothing going on over here. And so what I wanted to do is I just wanted to add something to anchor. And so I grabbed two very, very thin strips of cardstock, and I put them together already. They have purple tape here, and I did that just so I could make sure that my placement is right. So I'm just going to tape them right now down to the desk. And that way I can get them. Once I have them in place, I can just add a little glue, and that is going to go there, which is awesome. And because why not, I can take a little bit of shimmer relief paste with my finger and just go right in the middle, and that's going to create this beautiful glow. And so if you can imagine, and I don't have a piece of vellum. I have a very tiny piece of vellum. But with that vellum on top, once you start looking, all of that stuff becomes really faded, and that's the gorgeousness. And then when you're adding in now this on top of it, and then adding in our sentiment and a couple of gems. So now you can see how simply radiant you are. And again, I know it, it's like we were talking about it, but it comes, it does come in really, really quickly. And then adding just a couple of these iridescent gem sparkles, or some gold ones, just to put them on there. And then of course, what I did, because I had the die, is I die cut a couple of these, and that's going to give it a little bit of weight. And instead of putting a ton of foam tape on there, by having it multiple die cuts, then this would be, it looks so great like that. And I love it. I think it's awesome. I think it's one of those things that it's just perfect as a wedding card. And that's really what I was thinking of for this. So thank you guys so much for being here. Again, this is the Flourished Flora set, and that is the Build a Garden for May. And I hope that you are a subscriber. If not, it will be in the shop, available very, very soon. And Angel, thank you so much for being here today, and for everybody. And thank you for surviving through our tech. And I hope to see you guys very, very soon. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And again, thank you so much for showing up. All right, we'll see you later. Bye.